you do business with people that you like and relationships. It's a lot easier to sell somebody or have somebody that's unhappy with you not leave you because you have a relationship. So as I'm working with the younger salespeople that we have now, they won't know the stuff that I've learned over 30 years in 3 months. It's just not going to happen. I can't transfer that much knowledge, but I can transfer knowledge like, how do you build a good relationship? One of them is don't text them, don't call them, go see them.
Yeah.
Face to face, eye to eye. It's how you build stuff, because these people, you're making them make decisions that might be a risk for them. And a text doesn't satisfy that. Go talk to them, because once they see you and say, oh, this is the kind of person I could work with, or this person actually cares about what I do. And that's a big thing that I do a lot of times. And I'm working with the salespeople even here, is that learn your customers. Don't just go in there blindly. If he's a construction company, look him up. We got the internet now. Look.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Google Maps, everything.
Who is their dad? Who started the company? Who's the person running it? How are they doing? What equipment do they run? Learn about your customer, because I can't tell you how many people in a 5-minute conversation I've brought to our side because I could relate to things that I know they're running through. I even say, oh, I see you running CAD equipment, or, oh, I see you running Komatsu equipment. Have a discussion with them about their stuff, not just, oh, I'm here to sell you a product XYZ because I think it's the greatest product because it's got magic fairy dust and it works good. Because everybody tells them that. And that's how I try to coach the sales team a lot of times. You've got to remember, they got 10 salespeople a day coming in there, selling them everything. Yeah. You're just one of those people. So make an impact.
Yep.
Make an impact on that person. So you're not just some commodity that they're buying like light bulbs and pens. You're somebody that's there to help them, and you will do much better. Now, if the timing's not right, recognize that with them. Oh, you've been using this Chevron or whoever, another company for a long time. I understand that. But if anything ever changes, here I am.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many times down the road something changes. Their supplier changes. They're not happy. And they call and say, hey, would at least like you to come in and quote.
Yeah. Or their strategy changes. Or the people change. There's a lot of changes. And I try to remind myself and everybody around me is we really get paid to solve problems. There are some rules that we all have to operate in, core values, the behaviors associated to those values. We have a strategic direction, right? And you want to make sure the right people are on the bus before you point the bus in that direction. But once you're headed that way, you have to solve problems along the way. We have internal problems that we need to solve. I love new problems. I don't like revisiting old problems because it's like the proverbial, we've climbed the mountain, we slid back down, and we got to do it again. That's frustrating. But new problems are exciting because you're like, great. Now we have to solve this problem. And we do the same thing for the customer base. Like you're really there. We can give you price. We can give you product, right? And over time you build a relationship. But as you're building that relationship and you're doing that research, try to identify the problems and challenges that they have. And if it's within our core competencies to help them solve it, that's how you're going to generate value. And you really can't get there unless you have a relationship. No one's going to open up to you about their business challenges if they don't trust you. So like you have to go over that hurdle first, and then you can get honest with each other and go, how do we fix these problems? And you're doing it together. And that's the type of customer that sticks around for a while because they go, I see the value there. And it's not just that number on the piece of paper. It's about what we do together. And I think that goes a long way.
And you hit it on the head. The military, big thing in the military was always, don't have to fight for the same ground twice. If you make a gain,
take it, keep it.
Don't give it up because you paid a price for that real estate to give it back, to retake it. And the same thought, it came from some of my mentors, and I have it, one of my screensavers is it, and it's Robert Duvall with some quote. But the quote in essence says is when I give you my time, it's the most precious commodity to me because you're taking a piece of me with that. So if you don't use that wisely, you're really kind of giving me a negative that it was the only thing that I had that you can't buy. All the money in the world can't buy time. There's not one person gets out, as we talk, no person gets out alive. I have a finite amount of time. So if I spend my time with you, it's the most precious commodity I have. So accept it as that. Take it as something that's precious because it's all I got. It's the last thing I got to give.
Yeah.
So I use that, and that's why I'm always trying to be careful, because when I talk to customers, time is the only thing they don't have. All of them are typically under the gun. They have to get this equipment running, and they don't have enough time because everybody's asking them to do stuff for them. So if you can come to them from that standpoint and say, you know what, I'm going to try to do for you, I'm going to try to give you some time back. I'm going to take my time and gift it to you. It's a strong message a lot of times. I can't tell you how many customers have came back to me and said, you did exactly what you said you was going to do. I don't have to spend time taking care of this. We used to call them alligators. The one I'll always tell them, tell me the one thing that you really hate. It's that alligator that's biting you. What machine's breaking down all the time and you don't think it should be breaking down? Give me that piece. If I can take that off of the sheet, then give me those.
The biggest, scariest alligator out there. And then we'll work through the rest of the alligators.
A lot of times, that's the conversation I have with the customers is time. Is, you like to see your family. I'm sure you'd like to not be at work 20 hours a day, called on weekends. So if I can give you some time, what's it worth to you?
Yeah.
And when you do it that way, a lot of times price never comes in. I very, very rarely talk about, well, here's the price of my product X, Y, or Z, because I'm giving them time. And a lot of times price is the last thing that comes out. And that's how I think, and especially in the modern world, you have to be a successful salesman, because they can shop price all day. They can click on their phone and say, well, here's the price at 5 places of your product or competitive product. So you can't sell on price. You have to sell on something they can relate to. And for me, time was always one of those first things I go to. What is it worth to you to not have this down all the time?
I couldn't agree more. Time is the most valuable commodity that we have.
And you appreciate it more now because you have family. When I didn't have a son, time, was just that. Now I find I do so much more to make sure I'm with my son for that specific parts of time.
Yeah.
I'm willing to work however many hours it is, but I will drive all night if I have to make sure I'm there for that 15 minutes that he's got available. So we spend that 15 minutes together. And that's the part I think my dad brought to me, that it's that unsaid stuff. But he called me this morning. Hey, how's your day going? Nobody else calls.
Yeah.
He called this morning. Hey, how's your day going? Because he's sitting at home with time.
Yeah.
Now he's retired. He's got time, and he's like, okay, how's
what's going on with Chuck today?
Yeah. How's he doing? Yeah. And that's where I think to be successful in this business, you have to appreciate other people's time. Don't get upset when they cancel meetings. Things happen. If they don't answer right away, don't get upset. It's all about time.
Time's dynamic.
And your time is not as important to them until it is. And just like right now, I have customers calling me saying, Chuck, we need you here because I want your input on this application. And I'm like, okay, I'll be there. I'll be there when you need me. And that's how you get these long-term customers. And without getting too far, like I say, customers that I picked up customers 20 years ago now that I know companies that are trying to get them for the last 15 years and like, oh man, that dang guy came in here and sold these guys on this product and we can't get them off it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I feel bad because now I work for the competition. But I'm like, oh, but at the same time, you feel good.
Yeah.
Because that guy believed in me that long ago and he told 2 friends who told 2 friends, and they haven't switched in 15, 18 years. And I'm the one that sold them. Now I'm trying to get them to convert to something else, So it's good.
Well, let's see. Time is I think a perfect segue as we kind of transition towards conclusion, because we've talked a little bit about, how your time was used in some of your past companies, and that there were times when you spent 42 weeks out of the year on the road in places as far as India and Morocco and South America. And there's big cultural differences between, let's say, like a major and a family-owned business, but there's also significant cultural differences when you're on the road and you're spending your time in these international markets. What's one of the craziest things you've had to deal with from a cultural standpoint when you're working at a market and you're not in America?
Probably the hardest thing goes back to, if you like family-owned companies, you're used to everybody wanting to pull one direction. When you go to other countries, the value of the person is not what it is in the United States. I was in several countries where literally we're driving down the highway, person on a bicycle's on the side of the road. A package truck drives by, hits them with a mirror, knocks them in the side of the road. Nobody stopped. Knocked them off the bicycle doing 60 miles an hour. Could have killed him, might have killed him. Nobody even stopped to check on him. We went down there. There was no value in the person. And that's hard if you come from the United States. You know, we value everybody's opinion. You know, you look at any newscast, we give everybody the right to speak their opinion, and the military's big about it. Hey, we fought for that right. You could say anything you want, even if people don't want to hear it, it's your right.
Especially if people don't want to hear it.
You can do it. And you can be on the news and say it. It could be totally wrong. They'll let you say it.
It's your right to say it.
But in other countries, that's not true. There was countries I was in, and China's a good example. Scared to death to say one thing bad about the government. You say something wrong with the government, they come and take you. It's that simple. They'll come and you'll be gone. No one's heard from you. There's other countries that are developing countries. They haven't figured out the value of the people. To give a really short story, I was at a mine in India. They had a guy out there that his only job was to put flags on trucks as they went into the pit. If you're familiar with mining equipment, you have to have a buggy whip flag to signify. He sat out there on a metal chair with an umbrella. It was 130-degree heat. And all day in this dust, trucks would come by, he put a flag on it. Trucks came by, took a flag off. I'm like, how did the guy get that job? He needed a job. I'm like, but nobody cares about that guy because they didn't even give him really a shelter, or he's not in a clean air environment. He's just sitting there, dust and smog coming by him. He puts a flag on in a metal chair. I was like, wow, you know, that wouldn't happen where I'm at. You know, that had some nice ergonomic chair and a nice butt and stuff like that. So the value wasn't there. You know, I'm like, they didn't treat this person like he had much value. But for him, it was the job, and it paid his family to eat stuff. So he did it. He did it because that's his back.
And it's a different culture, too. You're limited with your options. They don't value, I would say, castes or different types of people the same way that you do in the United States. So I'd imagine if your time is being spent in those areas of the world, in those environments, and that cultural divide, that could probably wear on you.